Hi everyone, this is Nibiru Watcher, 7 July 20th, 2016, and we continuing to monitor this massive planet here with a hexagonal cloaking device that it's being overshadowed. And what I mean by that is this light bending technology can no longer bend around the object it's trying to hide by projecting the images behind it in front of it. That's what cloaking devices do through various technologies, mirrors, lenses, cameras, but it doesn't bend around anymore. So it's actually overshadowing it. So what we're actually seeing is the planet here, and it's failing. And then this object here, with your eyes, I believe is Nibiru. And also keep in mind that we do live in an electric universe. We've been lied to. So everything is very charged and moves like electricity. The planets rotate because of the Faraday effect. Anyways, let's just watch a couple of this, and I've got this same planet on 4 or 5 cameras in 3 or 4 countries. So here we are in Switzerland, facing the southeast. Okay, so yeah, this means facing, and these are the 2 countries it's facing. And if you go to a map, if this is the lake, that Lake Collie, that would be facing the south east. So let's watch a couple of these frames and keep your eye on this Nibiru object here. I say that because this is one of the, well, we call it Nibiru because it's really from the Nibiru system. That includes Nemesis and all its planets and moons. This is just one of the planets. Let's watch this frame by frame. Okay, could be a spot on lens. Spots on lens don't move. You can even almost make out the plasma on this object. I believe this is a direct viewing. You can almost make out the V shape here. Let's keep going. Okay, could be a bug on the lens. I think you guys are smarter than that. I also want you to notice how this object here gets lighter and darker and shifts around the object while the hexagonal inside stays shape. It's not a smudge on the camera that's going to go off and on in a perfect hexagon with the center of it. So if you say smudge, obviously you didn't even watch the video. And I'm just trying to explain again, the hexagonal object is no longer bending around the object. It's light bending technology. They don't have shadow bending technology. Now go back in time again. You can see, and this object is seen at the same time, at the same direction. All these are facing. And these camera is probably still not visible with the naked eye. Well, actually, I bet it is. Excuse me. See how, because how dark it is, and it's actually in broad daylight. But it would be real faint in the sky. You'd have to really kind of look for it. I don't think they're going to hide this thing much more. So just keep going through the frames here. You can see it basically bouncing back and forth. Yeah, it's an unstable orbit. We can also keep your eye here. I think this is a spot on the camera. I could be wrong, but it absolutely doesn't move. And it's too small, I think. Oh, it does have... Anyways, I'm not even going to discuss it. It may or may not be, but I'm only going to talk about the most compelling evidence. Okay, so next, I'm going to show you the same object over here. This again is Nibiru. It's in the frame for a very short time. So let's look at the camera. Its exposure for 2.5 seconds. The ISO is set at 200, and this appears to be the moon. Okay, I'm not going to argue, but I want to talk about this not being a spider. This is an electric planet. It's got an electric surface. It's made of cesium. It has a rotation speed of 36,000 miles an hour. It's highly magnetic. It attracts iron particles to its surface, and that's why it's red. Okay, so let me go to a few frames here. This is facing the same direction, by the way. And up here we can see this one here is facing, again, the same direction, the southwest. And keep going a couple frames here. And this is going to get interesting. Again, it kind of looks like spider legs, but it's the plasma. You can almost make it out, and almost making out the tail. Okay, and don't be surprised. Now this is what I like. You want to see this frame? And it goes night. This thing is like glowing. Remember, I said it's made of cesium. So what do you think that's going to look like on a camera, right? You can almost make out the wings. I'm going to zoom in on this camera shot, frame by frame. This is pretty amazing. Okay. So, I mean, this is the star of the show today. Look at that, people. It's getting bigger. These spots and smudges and spiders are getting bigger and bigger and looking freakier by the day. Wow, what is that, a radioactive spider, right? Oh, I know, a radioactive water droplet. Yeah. Oh, no, it's a lens malfunction. Yeah, please insult our intelligence and say it's a lens malfunction. Mm-hmm. Sure. Convenient. So let's zoom in on that one. That's exactly what I expect it to look like. Your classic V pattern right here, and it's bending. I don't notice one other thing with this snapshot here. Look how these wings are folded in. They're coming from the spin axis, which would be right here along the center. Okay, let me close this back out. Because the wings are doing this and they're folding in more, I'm going to believe it's actually approaching, getting closer to the planet. As it's further away, it's the pressure of the solar wind, or whatever you want to call it, is what folds them in, because normally the spin that only the gamma rays and plasma can escape. But as it approaches the planet, our sun, it looks at how much these wings are folding in, because before they're more outward. See how sharper this V shape is. So expect to see this thing almost as it gets on really close approach. I can show you in the other pictures, but look at this degree on these wings. That is amazing. And look at this thing is practically glowing in the dark. And we can see as the moonlight and the sunlight. Keep in mind that they are attempting to cloak this planet, but it's very difficult with something that moves that fast. You can chemtrail it, but you can't hide its shadow anymore. This thing is about to be seen with the naked eye, and we can see that. So here you go. Look at the afterglow of this over here too. Next, that here is a same, I believe to be the same object at the same time in the same direction. With that, we could look over here, and we can see this thing is facing the southeast. And then we've got another camera here. Oh, no, excuse me. This is Wolfgang, Austria. And look at how the same object, I like to call Nibiru because it moves so fast. I think no other planet has that level of speed. Look at that, only in one frame. It's gone. Same direction. And if you do see stars in front of it, that's because there's a cloaking object in front of it. You're seeing the stars that are actually behind the planet. Okay, so there's your big Scooby-Doo mystery, why you see stars in front of it. And then, yeah, I guess that's it. So there's your update. A little more info on where this thing's at. I do believe it's still hanging out roughly. Some planets are in the Aquarius and some are in the Virgo constellation. But a lot of this action is in the southwest and the southeast. And those two constellations, get your camera set to these values here. Look at, you can see the ISO is set at only 100 with a 30-second exposure that allows a lot more light. So this might not be very obvious to the naked eye. Again, look very careful at timestamps. And there is our direct viewing of the cloaking device. I find it interesting that it's in Switzerland next to the CERN Hadron Collider. I'm still wondering about the relationship of these two. Is it going to open a portal, let the Nephilim through? I don't know. But it is damn curious that this is in Switzerland too, of all places, the CERN Hadron Collider, and then now it appears to be like our glowing planet. I wonder, and look how this whole thing's lit up. I wouldn't be surprised if that actually was visible with the naked eye. So there you go. You guys, please like and share this video. Have a blessed